What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is Tyler from Pro Physique, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how to beat the post-show blues. Alright, welcome back everybody. I hope you are all having a fantastic week. It is midweek, halfway to the weekend, almost there, but hopefully you guys are making the most of it. So today I wanted to talk about post-show blues and how to get around it, how to beat it, how to manage it, all of those kind of combined. Some people might be able to beat it, some people might be able to manage it. Everyone is a little bit different in how they go about their post-show, how they feel, but for the most part, everyone after a show or after your season is over, you are going to experience the post-show blues. And I was talking about this with a client of mine the other day, and so that made me kind of think of it, because he mentioned how he's had an amazing season. He's been doing fantastic work. He's been killing it. My good client, Leon, that you've probably seen, he's won a couple overalls. We had our last show of the season coming up, and we were training together, and we were kind of just talking about that post-show period and how when we get into prep or when we have like a show on the horizon, we just get into just a completely different mindset, right? We are very mentally engaged. We have a huge goal that we are trying to obtain, and it's a goal that requires a lot of work, a lot of discipline. In terms of as food goes down, the hunger rises, but you can't eat anymore. The cardio continues to go up despite being really tired. You have to go get it done. You have to keep the intensity to where you need it to be. You still need to train. Oh, right, and then we still have life. So there is a lot that goes on for the person going through prep, right? It is a very mentally engaging, mentally tiring process, as well as physically. Like, it does take a lot out of you getting stage lean. It's a tough process. And then we finally make it to show day. You've put in all this work, you step on stage, you do your thing, maybe you win, maybe you don't, but you've accomplished this giant goal that you have just been grinding for the last 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, right? And just like that, it's over, which can leave a lot of people kind of wanting and feeling a little empty inside because you've been so engaged with this goal for so long. It's almost hard to fathom, that post-show period of, okay, now what? Now what do I do? Like, I don't have a show on the horizon. I'm super hungry. I want to eat everything in sight. I might be getting a little bit fat, so now I'm struggling with that because I'm so used to being show lean. Maybe you feel a little out of control with your food intake. That does happen. For the most part, people love feeling in control. But during this phase is a very easy time to feel out of control. I remember that was one of my hardest struggles, was feeling in control. I was tired of feeling not in control of my own self. I typically have very, very good willpower when it comes to things like, maybe I shouldn't eat that or this or that. And I had zero control post-prep, and partially, yes, that is on me, like it's no one else's fault, but I felt like I didn't have control, and that's tough. It's really hard to get through. Every ounce of body fat you feel because you're so used to being stage lean. Even though you're not fat, you feel super fat because all you can feel is the jiggle when you're used to not feeling any jiggle. You maybe necessarily don't really have a goal in mind. Maybe you're taking a couple years off. Maybe you're never competing again. So all of those things can just really blend together and kind of put you into some post-show depression. I mean, there's also the high of show day, right? You're finally flaunting all of your work, and the high of show day is a real thing. I mean, as a coach, going to a show, watching my clients compete, I get the high, and I almost have like a down after a show weekend of watching a client compete. So there's just something about that, and that all of it combined that just really leads to a tough time post-prep for a lot of people. And so I think the important thing is to set expectations, right? I think that's the biggest thing, is set the expectation for the client and what is going to happen post-prep. Make sure that they know what is going to occur. If they've never been through it, well, you can only set expectations so much, and then when they actually go through it, they finally will understand, fully what it's like. But it's still good to set the expectation for someone who has been through it before, because they are so deep into prep and they're not thinking about post-show. And so, hey, let them know, you know what? You're probably going to overeat, and that's okay. Right? I mean, obviously it's going to depend on the goal. If that person is competing, within that calendar year, then it's a completely different story. But this is more so for people who may never compete again, or are going to spend quite a bit of time in the off season, competing, and then until they compete again. And so, letting them know that, hunger is going to be really high. You are going to overeat on some days, and let them know, like, it's going to happen. It's going to be okay. Expect it to happen. And when it happens, accept it and move on. So set realistic expectations on what is going to occur. Tell them, hey, you know what? We are trying to put on 5 pounds of body fat. We are trying to put on 10 pounds of body fat. Try and take that fear away of putting on body fat. Obviously, we do not want to blow up and put on 20, 30 pounds in 2 weeks, but let them know, hey, we are trying to restore your hormones, we're trying to restore your metabolism. We need to put on body fat for this. It's gonna feel hard, it's gonna suck because you're gonna feel fat, but you're not, and this is going to help us down the road. Set those expectations. It's still gonna be hard. They're still going to, for the lack of a better word, question you post-prep when that does occur, and that's okay. It's part of the process. We're humans, right? We really struggle with this post-show period. Set another goal. This one is huge. So, for the most part, in prep, you are going to lose a decent amount of strength than what you were, prior to prep, right? Leverages are going to change. Your energy really goes down. We're losing body fat, so that changes, like I said, your leverages, so things change, and you're just not going to be as strong. You're not recovering as well. You're probably not sleeping as well. So there's a lot of factors that go into decreasing our strength during prep. So set strength goals. That's one that I really try and utilize a lot with my clients is, okay, let's focus on performance-based goals. We're no longer trying to look our best. We're no longer trying to be stage lean. So now let's focus on our performance in the gym. So, you've always wanted to squat 225 pounds. All right, that's our goal, right? Over the next, 3 months, we're going to work on working up to a 225 squat, 225 bench, and 275 deadlifts, depending on whatever that person is, right? Or they've always wanted to go do a run, or find something else that you can shift your mind to and have that as a goal. Because remember, we've just spent 6 months working towards a goal, and now we have no goal. So the best thing we can do is create a goal and then start working towards that. And then if you have that, the decisions that you need to make on a daily basis are going to get a lot easier, and it gives you something to strive to, right? It gives you that purpose again, that goal to work towards in the gym, even though it's not physique based anymore. And that's, I think, a very, very good thing in the sense that we've been so obsessed with our physique for 6 months, the food, the scale, everything. We need to shift our mindset to a different mindset in terms of we have to become unobsessed with the physique, with the scale, all of those things. We do need to go into more of a performance-based mindset. Again, this is, caveat of okay, we're not blowing up, right? We still obviously want to maintain a good physique. But putting on that 5, 10, 15 pounds of body fat is definitely a good thing. Because you are going to see that performance increase, and we're going to start facilitating muscle growth and starting our off season properly. So post-show blues are going to happen. They are going to occur. Some days you might feel a little burnt out, a little down, which again, remember, is understandable. You just went through 6 months of grinding out for to get super lean. It's gonna take some time to feel normal again. That is a normal part of the process. So do know that it's going to occur, and that it's okay. It will pass as set new goals. You manage your expectations post prep. All of those kind of things can help you manage and potentially help kind of beat that post show depression period. Also talk with someone, talk with a loved one, talk with friends. Always reach out to someone if you're kind of feeling a bit down and need a little pick me up, or just a shoulder to lean on. I don't think that can be really understated as well. Alright guys, that is going to be everything. Hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you're not missing out on any future content. And have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk again soon.